51 Rare Authentic American Photos and Videos of World War II. You must see Part 12.
Subscribe for daily content. Support this channel so it can grow.
Only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you feel like supporting me more, join my Patreon.
1. U.S. Marines fighting on Peleliu with support from a Sherman tank, 1944. 2. 4th Infantry Division on France, Utah Beach, 1944. 3. Douglas A.20 of the 410th Bomb Group, 9th Air Force, flying over Essex, England, 1944. 4. Rescued from the Atlantic after their submarine had been sunk by a Coast Guard combat cutter, German prisoners point out their ranks on a chart provided by their Coast Guard captors. Date unknown. 5. Major General Holland M. Smith, USMC, Center, commanding the V Amphibious Force Ground Forces, and Major General Julian C. Smith, commanding the 2nd Marine Division, inspect Basho Island, Tarawa Atoll, in late November 1943. 6. A mass aloha takes place on the flight deck of the carrier USS Saratoga, CV-3, at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. 500 waves put lays around the necks of departing sailors in traditional Hawaiian style. A resounding kiss bed each man on his way, September 10, 1945. 7. A captured Nakajima G-8N at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio, spring 1946. Only 4 were ever built and this one was unfortunately scrapped. As such, none exist today. 8. PBYs flying over Kiska, Aleutian Islands, June 1943. 9. Pemec Mercedes Palacios set works in the Pharmaceutical Department of U.S. Naval Hospital, San Diego, California, circa spring 1945. At the time of the photograph, Pemec Palacios was one of 1,000 waves on duty at the San Diego Naval Hospital. 10. Battle of Luzon, Philippines. 9 January, August 15, 1945. 2 soldiers from the 37th Infantry Division, Buckeye Division, fight in the streets of Manila. 11. How 81mm mortar observers work, is demonstrated by Staff Sergeant Glenn K. Keller, left, and Private First Class Virgil Williams, using binoculars and phone, near Ober-Wampak, Luxembourg. Both men are with the 90th Infantry Division. Company D, 358th Env. Regiment, 90th Infantry Division, Jan 25, 1945. 12. A gun crew view from the conning tower of the amphibious assault ship USS LCI, G-456 during the invasion of Peleliu, September 1944. Note the U.S. Marine liaison officer who is observing the battle. 13. A mortar team walks past a Sherman knocked out by a penetrating hit between the glacis and the transmission in Santa Maria e Infante, Italy, May 1944. 14. USS Scamp, SS-277, at Pearl Harbor, 1943–1944. Ford Island is in the background. 15. New Guinea. Salamaua, Lai Campaign. July 21, 1943. PFCD. J. Commons, left, and T/4P Stewart of 1st Battalion, 162nd Infantry Regiment, paused to read the graves of fellow soldiers Privates G. A. Watson and H. W. Kemp, killed in the fighting between Mubo and Mount Dambu. 16. 2nd Lieutenant Carmen C. Mara, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, right, and S/Sergeant Doc C. Lynn, New York, left, look over the weapons Lieutenant Mara used to force the surrender of a German armed with a machine pistol. Both are with the 135th Infantry Regiment, 34th Division. 27th of November, 1944. 17. New Guinea Campaign. October 15, 1942. Soldiers of the 128th Infantry Regiment, 32nd Infantry Division on the move at Waynegala as they head towards Buna. 18. Combat Infantrymen of Company G, 415th Infantry Regiment, 104th Division, are resting in rubble. Cologne, 7th of March, 1945. 19. Fuel tanks explode after anti-aircraft fire hit Little Warrior, a B-24H Liberator of the U.S. 861st Bomb Squadron over Fallersleben, Germany, June 29, 1944. 20. William L. Sherman, Jr., third son of Staff Sergeant, and Mrs. William Sherman is saluting American troops from Fort Sam, going off to war as they march through Alamo Plaza. On the way they're passing Josky's department store in downtown San Antonio, Texas on July 1, 1942. 21. Battle-weary American soldiers, after the ending of the Battle of Hurtgen Forest. Company I, 2nd Battalion, 39th Regiment, 9th Division. 12th of December, 1944. 22. 1st Lieutenant Alan Guest's P-47D Thunderbolt 42 to 76,125 burned out at Ossoff Station off 408, Bewley after suffering a mechanical failure. He survived this relatively unscathed. 23. USS Bancroft, DD 598, in the Bering Sea under heavy weather, 1942. 24. Members of the All-Mexican American Company E of the 141st U.S. Army Infantry, 2nd Battalion, 36th Division, training at Camp Bowie, near Brownwood, Texas in 1941. 25. S. Army Private First Class Carl Anker, Private First Class Edmund Dill, and Sergeant Ed Bailey sharing the contents of the care package sent by Dill's wife for the Christmas holiday. Somewhere in Europe, November 18, 1944. 26. A ground crew of the 92nd Bomb Group load bombs into a B-17E Flying Fortress, SN-41 to 9148, nicknamed Boomerang at RAF Bovington, October 17, 1942. 27. Rear Admiral Thomas C. Kincaid on board his flagship, USS Enterprise, July 22, 1942. 28. Members of the Dutch resistance with troops of the 326th Medical Company, 101st Airborne, in front of the Lambertus Church in Veghel during Operation Market Garden in September 1944. 29. PR-3 Lorna Peterson, USNR, W, climbs out of the aft cockpit of a Stearman N-2S training plane following an orientation flight at Naval Air Station Ottumwa, Iowa. The pilot was LTJG Keith W. Scherer, USNR, a flight instructor at the station, circa 1944-45. 30. Lieutenant, J.G., George M. Blair, left, on board USS Baltimore, CA-68, after he had been rescued from Truck Lagoon by one of the cruiser's floatplanes, February 18, 1944. His rescuers, Lieutenant, J.G., Denver F. Baxter, Center, and Arm C. Reuben F. Hickman. 31. Signal troops of the 29th Division operate a BD-7212 line telephone switchboard in Saint-Lô, France, 1944. 32. Coast Guardsman Harry Furman, far left, provides music to troops of 90th Infantry Division as they head towards the coast of France. 1944. 33. Men of the 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 82nd Airborne Division, advancing through a snow-covered forest with the aid of an M4 Sherman during the Battle of the Bulge, December 1944. 34. ISBD Dauntless flying carrier cover during operations in the Solomon Islands, January 1943. 35. AP-38F-5 Low Lightning, SN-42 to 12,596, of the 50th Fighter Squadron, 14th Fighter Group at Camp Tripoli Airfield, Iceland, November 1942. 36. Waffen-SS with American PALs, 1944. 37. Pin-up photos adorn the walls of a bomber cruise shack where soldiers are playing cards on Adak Island, Alaska during the Aleutian Islands Campaign. Alaska, 1943. 38. U.S. 1st Cavalry Division crossing the Pasig River, Manila, February 1945. 39. A U.S. sailor cranks the engine of a Stearman N2S2K Day, BN 3553, at Naval Air Station Corpus Christi, Texas, 1943. 40. A wounded Marine receives blood plasma, during fighting on Namur Island, Kwajalein Atoll, February 1, 1944. 41. AB 2925 Mo meaning she was built by Martin Omaha, Superfortress, SN-42 to 65,276, 468th Bombardment Group 42, 793d Bombardment Squadron, Kharagpur Airfield, India, 1944. 42. A Boeing B-29 Superfortress riddled with holes from Japanese flak after a mission over Tokyo, 1945. 43. Admiral Chester W. Nimitz, arrives at Tokyo Bay in a PB-2Y Coronado seaplane, August 29, 1945. USS Missouri, BB-63, 3rd Fleet flagship, is in the center background. 44. U.S. Army troops of 40th Division raising the American flag atop captured Hill 1700, Bamban Hills, Philippines. February 25, 1945. 45. A U.S. military policeman talks with two young German POWs, who have been loaded onto the jeep for transport to the detention area after being caught sabotaging vehicles at the base, 1945. 46. Incendiary bombs are dropped over the city of Kobe, Japan, from an American B-29 Superfortresses, as the landing piers and buildings of the city are burning below, June 4, 1945. 47. A Corsair drops napalm on Japanese positions atop Hammerbergal, nicknamed Bloody Nose Ridge by the Marines, during the Battle of Peleliu. Autumn, 1944. 48. 40mm guns aboard USS Wichita, CA-45, during second bombardment of Kiska, July 22, 1943. 49. Marines in a hospital on Guadalcanal after being wounded in the Battle of Peleliu. 50. Troops of Company I, 3rd Battalion, 8th Regiment, 4th Infantry Division, in the Hurtgen Forest on November 18, 1944. 51. Flying Tigers, during the War of Resistance against Japanese forces, American military photographer snapped thousands of photos of American and Chinese soldiers, engaged in military actions or in everyday life moments in southern China and Burma.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment, like and subscribe. Support the channel so I can bring you more content. Thank you again.